Welcome back to Silent Screams, Loud Strength, the podcast, where we break through silence, reclaim our power, and step boldly into healing. I'm your host, Samantha Avril-Andreassen, and today we are tackling a topic that so many of us struggle with: forgiveness versus letting go. How to release pain without reconciliation. We have been told that in order to heal, we must forgive those that hurt us. But what if you don't want to? What if the idea of forgiving someone feels like excusing their behavior? What if reconciliation isn't an option? Today we are breaking down the difference between forgiveness and letting go, and how to release pain without forcing closure, and how to use the inMMPE method from my book, Healing from Within, to reclaim your confidence after trauma. The mission of this podcast is about creating a safe space for survivors to heal on their own terms, without toxic positivity, without shame, without being told to just move on. Healing is a personal journey, and today we are going to explore what that really looks like when it comes to forgiveness. So, what forgiveness really means? What does it mean? Let's start with the question: what does forgiveness mean to you? Many of us have been taught that forgiveness means excusing what happened, letting the other person off the hook, or even reconciling with those who hurt us. But that's not true. Forgiveness is not about them, it's about you. So there are some myths about forgiveness that we've heard and that I just want to touch on today. So forgiveness means forgetting what happened. That's a myth. Forgiveness means letting the other person back into your life. That is a myth. Forgiveness is something you owe to someone else. That's a myth. Okay, so the truth of the word forgiveness. Forgiveness is releasing the emotional grip that pain has on you. Forgiveness does not mean that you have to reconcile. Forgiveness is a personal choice, not an obligation. Have you ever felt pressures to forgive someone before you were ready? Sometimes we feel the obligation to just forgive people because there's pressure from family, there's pressure from cultural obligations, they are things that are just being pinned on us, and you just feel like you just have to forgive. However, that forgiveness is not serving you or even serving the other person that you're being forced to forgive. So learning to let go, the alternative to forgiveness. But what it is forgiveness does, what does it do to feel right for you? What does forgiveness do for you to feel right? This is where letting go comes in. Letting go means releasing the power that past pain holds over your present life, without forcing yourself to forgive or to forget. So, what does that mean? How letting go is different from forgiveness. You don't have to feel at peace with a person. You just stop carrying the pain. You just stop. You don't have to wish them well. You just stop letting them live rent-free in your mind. Letting go is about you, not them. The more they live in your head, the more resentment, emotional trauma you continue to inflict on yourself. So the real life example, I would say, is I had someone in my life who hurt me deeply. And for years, I struggled with the idea that I needed to forgive them to move on. But what I realized was that I didn't have to say, I forgive you. I just had to say, I'm done with carrying this pain. And that was just enough. It's being intentional with putting and setting it aside. You don't have to continue carrying the pain. So I just want to address something that I have created from my book, Healing from Within, is the inMMPE method from it's a principle that I've crafted that is one of the most powerful tools for healing that I talk about in my book, Healing from Within. It is the method with 4 steps to releasing pain and regaining confidence after trauma. So let's break down this inMMPE method. It's your mindset shift. Mindset movement. Change the way you see the situation. Instead of thinking I need closure, shift to I create my own closure. Meaning and making. Instead of asking why did this happen to me, ask what can I learn from this. Meaning making helps us move from victimhood to empowerment. Processing emotion, allowing yourself to feel without judgment. Journaling, therapy, or even movement can help you process trauma in a healthy way. We have spoken about how movement can heal and why the body needs movement to release trauma and pain. So movement, meditation, planning, and execution. So you execute your plan. This is where real change happens. What actions will you take to remove toxic energy and reclaim your power? In today's weekly challenge, I challenge you to write down the name of the person who hurt you. Then instead of focusing on what they did, write down how you want to feel moving forward. Do you want to feel free? Do you want to feel empowered? Do you want to feel unbothered? This week, take one action that aligns with that feeling. So for 7 days, I challenge you to write down the name of the person that hurt you. Then instead of focusing on what they did to hurt you, write down what you want and how you want to feel moving forward. Ask yourself honest questions, address those questions, and put it in pen and paper. So you're executing the plan, releasing the pain in action. Now that we have talked about the mindset shift, meaning making the processing of emotion, it is time now that is most important part, the execution of the plan, because healing isn't just about what you know, it's about what you do. So actionable steps to letting go without reconciliation. Write a letter to the person, but don't send it. Remove triggers, blockages, unfollow them, distance yourself. Replace old narratives. I was weak, I survived. Prioritize yourself. Stop making their pain your responsibility. So letting go isn't one-time decision. It is a daily practice. And every time you choose yourself over your pain, you take steps towards freedom. So forgiveness is a choice, letting go is a decision, and healing is the result. You don't have to reconcile. You don't have to be okay with what happened. You just have to be willing to choose you, choose yourself. I'm going to repeat that because this is literally your call to action, okay? Forgiveness is a choice. Letting go is a decision. And healing is the result. You don't have to reconcile. You don't have to be okay with what happened. You just have to be willing to choose yourself. So, ways to move forward. You can grab my book, Healing from Within, on Amazon for more deep tools that can help to heal and be on your way and stay accountable to yourself. Or DM me on all social media channels and follow. Are you choosing forgiveness or letting go? If this episode resonated with you, share it with someone who needs to hear it. I'll see you in the next episode. We'll be talking about mindfulness and emotional awareness, how to stay present in your healing journey. Let me know, would you like to have some guided meditation, journaling prompts, or anything that can equip you to your healing, powerful, confident self? If you do, leave me a comment on this episode, write a review, and share it. Happy healing, happy movement, happy meditation, happy planning, happy execution. You deserve to be happy. Forgiveness is a choice. Letting go is a decision. And healing is your result. And that is what you deserve. See you next time.